Okay, what a DBA is and what a DBA is not. What a DBA is not in Texas, when you file an assumed name certificate, that is not a new entity. That is not how we create a new business for a new business idea. In Texas, let's say you have an LLC. You have Nate's Lawn Care Service LLC. Okay, I've got a lawn care service, got an LLC, good, great, grand, right? That's what we want. Now, if I decide I have a new chili recipe and I want to open Nate's Chili Restaurant, then I'm not going to file another DBA for my lawn care LLC. That's not how we do that. I see that a lot. Someone will form an LLC, they'll have one business idea, and that's great. But then they have a list of assumed name certificates they file, DBAs, for every other little business they want to create. What you're doing is you are kind of crossing the streams of liability, right? We don't want that. We want the liabilities of the chili kitchen and the chili restaurant separate from the liabilities that we have with our lawn care business. We don't want to put those two together, right? Those aren't two separate entities now that you've created. They are one entity that's doing multiple levels of business, and we don't like that. The second part of that, and why I don't like it, is I like to have businesses that have one corporate identity. So if you have one corporate identity, you think about a business that you hear about every day, McDonald's. They do hamburgers and restaurants, right? We understand when we go into McDonald's, we're not there to shop for aluminum siding, right? That's what we want. We want a corporate identity that gives us that information. In the context of Pearson corporate veil and personal liability, that corporate identity allows us to avoid what's known as alter ego, where the business is not really a business, it's more just the alter ego of the individual owners. They're kind of doing whatever they want. They are not observing corporate formalities, they're not observing the corporate structure, and they might be involved in several different kinds of businesses and not just one. So preserving that corporate identity. The second part of this is I want to tell you what a DBA actually is. Okay, so I have an LLC that might be like Nate Gilbert's Frozen Produce and Groceries, right? If I want to, in some contexts, go by a different name, so Nate Gilbert's Frozen Produce or Nate Gilbert's Groceries, and I want to use those particular names in the stream of commerce in Texas and tie those to my LLC, that's when I would file that assumed name certificate in the state of Texas. So file that particular document, make sure that it relates back to my business and that I'm maintaining that single corporate identity with that DBA. So I hope that answers your questions about DBAs. I see this a lot. People want to file different DBAs for different things. We want to make sure that they're just names for your other business and not new business ideas.